but they matter to us if we actually want to survive. Explore what is possibly the most important part of our ecosystem. Tuesday, Little Matters, Spiders, at 9:30 on Pearl Spectacular. MetLife wishes you a happy and prosperous Year of the Sheep.
花開富貴七重奏，七重滋味陸續有嚟，五福臨門，4萬錦口，生生猛猛，雙重滋趣，一啖擁有，身家野味脆脆，撇薩核新春有福又有趣。
The cosmos is all that is, or ever was, or ever will be. Starting Wednesday, March 4th, Cosmos, a space-time odyssey, at 9:30 on Pearl.
And a warm welcome back to TVB News. In Hong Kong, only about 2% of infants rely exclusively on breast milk during the first 6 months. As part of its efforts to promote breastfeeding, the government is looking into possible regulations on health claims made by infant formula manufacturers. And Stephanie Choi has more.
You may be familiar with claims by infant formula manufacturers that their products enhance your baby's brain development. Those claims may soon be history. The government might implement regulations on health claims made by milk powder companies when marketing products meant for newborns to 6-month-old babies.
One is that all these claims, whatever being claimed, should be subject to evidence. That is, they have evidence to support their claim. And second, they have to go through a mechanism, a valid mechanism that we propose from the Center for Food Safety.
A public consultation is now underway. Undersecretary for Food and Health Sophia Chan told TVB News that if the government decides to go ahead with the plan and if legislation is successful, a grace period of 1 to 2 years will be given to manufacturers to adapt to the new measures.
In Hong Kong, I think the ever breastfeeding rate is over 80%, so it is not bad. However, when it goes to the exclusive breastfeeding rate, that is exclusively breastfed up to 6 months, the percentage is dropped to about 2%. So this is quite low amongst many other countries internationally.
One explanation for this situation, Chan said, is the lack of breastfeeding and baby-friendly facilities in buildings.
Other reasons include the aggressive marketing of formula milk products. Breastfeeding and breast milk is definitely have advantages over, the milk formula.
According to the World Health Organization, exclusive breastfeeding reduces infant mortality resulting from common childhood illnesses such as diarrhea and pneumonia. Infants who are breastfed exclusively also recover more quickly from illnesses. Stephanie Choi, TVB News.
Well, starting today, motorists have to pay more to use the Western Harbour Tunnel and Tai Lam Tunnel. Toll hikes at both the Western Harbour Tunnel and Tai Lam Tunnel apply to all vehicles except motorcycles. At the Western Harbour Tunnel, motorists now have to pay $5 more than the previous rates. And at Tai Lam Tunnel, $4 toll hikes for private cars, taxis, medium and heavy goods vehicles, and a $3 increase for light goods vehicles.
A man was injured in a fire at a building on Kwun Tong Road this morning. Preliminary investigations reveal that the cause of the fire was suspicious. At about 10:30 a.m., a fire broke out on the first floor corridor of Kai Tak Mansion. At least 20 people were evacuated from the building. Firefighters arrived at the scene and used 2 jets to fight the blaze. The fire was put out within a half an hour. One man sustained injuries to his hand and was sent to United Christian Hospital for treatment. The case has been classified as arson pending further investigations.
Turning overseas again, and a Dutch man has become the first person known to have survived a fall from World's End. a tourist attraction in a national park in central Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan troops launched a rescue operation after the honeymooner took a step back to photograph his new bride and stumbled off the edge of a cliff on Saturday. Luckily, he fell on top of a tree from the top, so he only plunged 130 feet or 40 meters instead of the full 4,000 feet. The man was then taken to hospital with no major injuries. He later talked to reporters about his narrow escape.
It was very scared and very painful as well. The time that I was making pictures and I had a misstep, and I fell down backwards and 2 times, and then I sit in the bushes for like 3.5 hours, and 3.5 hours, the longest 3.5 hours of my life.
That was a close call. What action
Absolutely,
do you have for
yes.
us?
We have football to start off with. And Chelsea saw their lead over Manchester City cut to 5 points after a 1-1 draw with Burnley. City, meanwhile, routed Newcastle 5-0. Here's Jameson Wong.
Branislav Ivanovic opened the scoring in the 14th minute at Stamford Bridge. It was his